Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We are from Group 1. We are proudly present our discussions result about is torture by police justified for national security? So we are hoping that you can follow our presentations until the end. Well, before starting our discussions today, we would like to introduce ourselves first. Our first member is myself, Natasya Permata Puteri. The second member is Siti Amelia Sari, and the last one is Faza, Raihan, Atharsyah. So, here are some topics that we will discuss today. Starting from the first part is about the definitions of torture and police. The second part is the duty of the police, and then laws in Indonesia. And the last part is about police torture cases. So, the first part that we will discuss today starts from the definitions of torture and police. So, what is torture? Torture is the deliberate infliction of severe pain or suffering on a person for reasons such as punishment, extracting a confession, interrogation for information, or intimidating third parties. And what about the definitions of police? So, police is the civil force of the national or local government responsible for the prevention and detection of crime and the maintenance of public order. The second part that we will discuss is, what are the duties of the police? So, there are three main duties of the police. First is maintain public safety and order, the second is enforce the law, and the last one is provide protection and service to the community. Okay, so that's all from me about the definitions and duty of the police material. For the next material will be delivered to my friends Amel. Amel, the time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Amelia Sari, and for the next material I will present is laws in Indonesia. Laws in Indonesia that prohibit torture by the police. In Article 10.c number 8, 2009 of List Chief Regulation. In carrying out laws enforcement, that is, every officer or member of the national police is obliged to comply with Code of Conduct, which is not to use violence. It is necessary to prevent crime. Assist in the arrest of lawbreakers or suspect in accordance with the regulation for the use of violence. Therefore, another case in lately happened, such as tragedy Kanjuruhan. I wanna ask them where their slogan to protect the community, because what I see is just hurt or torture them, beat them. I really feel helpless with our officers now. For example of cases that have happened will be brought by my partner Atar.
Thank you. My name is Muhammad Faza Raihan Atharsyah, and I'm gonna presenting about police torture cases. Number 1 is Nurdin Priyatna. Nurdin Priyatna, an employee of the Pasar Pucung gas station, Cilodong, Depok, is suspected of stealing money at his place of work. Because of that, Nurdin was arrested by police on April 22, 2015. Not long after that, Nurdin was reported to have died from an accident, but his body had bruises on his head and all over his body. So the family suspected that Nurdin died because he was tortured by police into confessing to the theft. Number 2 is Salman. On November 29, 2019, 21-year-old Salman was tortured by the police for allegedly stealing a mobile phone. He was arrested, then forced to admit the theft was committed by him. Salman says he was kicked in the chest and electrocuted in his genitals. Number 3, Sarpan. On July 2, 2020, Sarpan witnessed the murder of Dodi Sumanto. Unfortunately, he was caught and tortured by the police. His eyes were covered with duct tape, then he was beaten by the police until he was forced to confess. He had bruises all over his body and face. After that, the real culprit was caught, and he was finally released. So our opinion on this topic from me is I don't agree. The reason is that torture is inhuman, and if it justified, it could be misused by individual, and if it is like that, it will be prone to scapegoating by torturing innocent people so that they are forced to confess instead of being tortured. From Natasya, she not agree that torture is carried out by the police because it is better if there are crime case, whether light or serious, brought up to court or prosecuted legally, because any torture has violated the human right of human being. From Amelia, she say even if it's the police using national security or whatever, in tantamount to a police crime because they take the law into their own hands. Why must be beaten if it can be tried by law? In her opinion, if the torture is in accordance with the rules of the law or existing regulation, she agree. If it's not appropriate, she don't agree.
Alright, we are in the end of the presentation, so I will tell you for the conclusion of the presentation now. Is torture by police can be justified for national security? No, because every human has human rights, so police cannot torture someone even for national security. Justified torture also can be absurd by police to scapegoat someone and bring harm to innocent people without clear evidence. I think that's all from our group. Before I close this presentation, let me to say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.